right. Thanks for coming. I told Melanie I'm actually really hungry right now. So she must have done a great job. She said we should order some pizza. So I wanted to start by honoring my teachers and the lineage. You know, here in the center, of course, is Sri T. Krishnamacharya, widely renowned as the grandfather of modern yoga. On the left is his son, TKV Desikachar, and my teacher for the last 23 years. And on the right is Mary Louise Skelton, my first teacher, who introduced me to Mr. Desikachar and brought me to India. This is Mr. Desikachar honoring his father. Just behind him, you'll see the silver sandals, which are symbolize the teachings that are passed on and carried forward. This is the parampara, the lineage of teachers who pass on the teaching from one generation to the next. Sri Desikachar always considered himself to be just a postman, just receiving and passing on, and here he is passing on to me as I'm holding my infant son in 2005. Given that this exhibit is called The Art of Transformation, I wanted to focus tonight on the transformative power of yoga as a support for healing, particularly in California, where we have so many medical practitioners and patients interested in integrative medicine and complementary approaches. We're fortunate to have yoga offered as a healing support in so many hospitals and healthcare settings. One of the reasons yoga is such a natural and powerful support for healing is that it is an integrated and multidimensional approach, recognizing the human system is comprised of 5 overlapping levels or layers, starting with the physical level at the outermost layer and gradually moving inwards to the emotional level at our deepest core. This model is called the Panchamaya model and is illustrated in this diagram with the physical level on the outer ring gradually moving inward to the breath, the intellect or the level of the mind, to the personality, and finally the emotional level at the center. Most significantly, while symptoms and causes may present at any and often many levels, the tools, practices, and solutions that yoga offers are designed to help support us at multiple levels. So for example, a physical practice like asana can certainly help us to feel better physically, improve strength and flexibility, even reduce pain, but can also help us to focus the mind, steady our breathing, shift our mood, or calm our emotions. Similarly, a more subtle practice like pranayama certainly helps regulate the breath, or meditation, which may help us calm the mind, can also support us at other levels, such as reducing physical pain, shifting our emotional state, improving our mood, and so on. So while yoga is designed to support us at every level, it's also designed to support every person, regardless of strength, ability, background, experience, or belief. Yoga is by design a universal practice, open to anyone, which everyone can benefit from. This is represented in the symbolism of Patanjali, considered the author of the Yoga Sutra and the most authoritative text on yoga. Patanjali is characterized by having a hood of 1,000 serpents, each representing a solution for every problem. So no matter what you come with, no matter what your problem or level of suffering, yoga is able to meet you where you are and there to help. Nor is cultural background or religious belief a requirement or an obstacle. As illustrated in this photo of Sri Desikachar with the Dalai Lama, yoga is meant to be accessible to all. The only hitch for yoga to really work to help you end your suffering is you have to believe in that quiet, unchanging part of yourself within, called the witness, or your own true authentic self, as distinct and separate from the ever-fluctuating mind. I also wanted to acknowledge Krishnamacharya's role in this universal approach as a pioneer in teaching yoga to women. In fact, Sri Desikachar decided to leave his job as an engineer in his 20s and become a yoga teacher when he witnessed the gratitude of a foreign woman who had come to their home to thank his father for healing her. He was so moved by this and the capacity of yoga for healing that he completely changed his career path. And here he's teaching my own children, symbolic of a saying that he uses often, saying that you only teach what the hand can hold, right? You start where you are and you teach according to the individual so that yoga is adapted to the person and not the person to the yoga. So how does it work, right? Yoga's ultimate goal is to help us reduce our suffering and feel better. And Patanjali teaches us in the first few sutras that we do this by focusing, quieting, and refining the mind so that we can have clearer perception and know and act from our own true authentic self instead of being pulled by the mind. This model for healing and how we achieve it is outlined in the second chapter of the Yoga Sutra. The Heyam being the recognizing the symptoms that we're suffering, the Hetu identifying the cause, the Hanam, you fix the goal, and the Upayam is you choose the appropriate means. I'm going to move through this. So the beauty of this model is that it can be applied to just about any healing situation, no matter what the problem, whether trying to touch your toes, deal with a more complicated illness, or even addressing a business or organizational model. No matter what the nature of our suffering, yoga offers multiple solutions to help us feel better at every level of our system. Yet yoga's truly transformational power for healing lies in this practice of knowing and acting from the witness, our own true authentic self. Through the practice of focusing, quieting, and differentiating the mind from that deep, quiet inner place of our own true self, we're able to stay more centered, less agitated and disturbed, no matter what life throws at us. We can still legitimately be, and appropriately often, heartbroken, angry, disappointed, and so on, but it need not define us. We don't have to take it on, and then can hopefully move through it more gracefully and easefully without adding even more suffering. So just like the drop of water on the lotus leaf, we can experience whatever life brings us without having to absorb it, teaching us that while we certainly must act in the best possible way we can with our best efforts and intentions, we still may not be able to change our circumstance, and often can't, but can in fact influence our experience of that circumstance, empowering us in our own healing, no matter what the outcome. Thank you.